That's Nick.
And that's Joseph. And today we're here to talk about Fatman, which will be made available courtesy of Saban Films, November 13th, 2020. It's the fifth film directed by the Nelms brothers, Eshom and Ira, and stars Mel Gibson. It is not a biopic of DJ Fatman Scoop.
All I could think about the entire time was Fatman Scoop.
All the chicken heads.
Oh my God. So, this film is about Santa Claus, played by Mel Gibson.
Who is really known by his...
his government name, Kris Cringle. So Kris Cringle works for the U.S. government. Mm-hmm. His contract stipulates that he's paid by the volume of gifts he provides to all the children. But I guess because children are becoming less good, more terrible, less kids are getting gifts, more kids are getting coal. Mm-hmm. So we see Santa Claus go to his P.O. box and pick up his check from the U.S. government, which looks like a Social Security check, and it's short. We don't know the amount, but he's obviously upset about it. So he's on a rant about how his check was short, they only paid him half. Then we see federal agents or government agents come and talk to him and say, listen, you're not providing enough gifts, so we can't pay you the money you're expecting. But if you want to make more money, we have a proposal. Basically, use your elves to make arms, weapons.
Yeah, to subsidize.
To subsidize your income. So Kris Cringle agrees. So now he's making weapons for the U.S. government. That sounds interesting, but it's not really played out except that he says yes and they're doing it.
That's really the subplot.
Yeah. So there's that. Mm-hmm. Okay.
But before we even get to Mel Gibson,
there is a man played by Goggins. What's his name?
Walton Goggins.
Walton Goggins. We first are introduced to him because he is obsessed with purchasing toys that were made by Santa's workshop. Mm-hmm. So clearly to the audience, this person, it seems like he believes in Santa Claus and he may be trying to find Santa Claus.
Mm-hmm. But even before we meet him,
there is a young rich kid.
Mm-hmm. Billy Weenan, played by Chance Hurtsfield.
So Billy is this spoiled rich kid. We see him at a school science fair, and he's fully expecting to win first place, but he gets runner up. So he is pissed. He makes a phone call saying that he needs to take care of someone, meaning the girl who came in first place.
I think his driver sets him up with him.
His driver knows a person who can take care of this girl, kill her or something. So cut to Walton Goggins picking up this girl, kidnapping her and bringing her to Billy's basement. Mm-hmm. And Billy threatens to torture her if she doesn't relinquish or disqualify herself as the first place winner. So Christmas Day passes, Santa has passed out all his gifts, and Billy, when he opens up his Christmas gift, receives a lump of coal. So he is pissed again. Calls Walton. What's his character's name?
I didn't catch it, but IMDb has him credited as Skinny Man.
Skinny Man. I want to call him Guggenheim, but so Billy calls Skinny Man, mm-hmm. saying he wants to assassinate Kris Cringle.
And he also says, I know you have issues with him too, or something. Which I don't know how this child.
Yeah. But so Skinny Man agrees that he will go kill Santa Claus. Skinny Man is able to locate Santa Claus quite easily. Santa Claus is in Alaska somewhere. So he goes and in an attempt to kill Santa Claus, ends up killing a bunch of military people and a bunch of elves who were stationed at Santa's workshop, which has doubled as a weapons manufacturing center. Mm-hmm. Kills a bunch of people, and then finally Skinny Man finds Santa Claus because Mel Gibson's character comes out and says, all right, this is enough. You've killed 20 people, now I gotta come out. And they have a showdown. Skinny Man does successfully shoot up Santa Claus, shoots him in the abdomen, the eye, he shoots his eyeball out. We think he's dead, but Santa Claus's Mrs. Claus, played by
Marianne Jean-Baptiste.
At the very end, after her man's been shot up like Swiss cheese, she comes out and then shoots Skinny Man. Mm-hmm. But he gets a shot in on her. He chases her into the house. she's successfully able to kill him. So the final scene of the film, we see Billy sitting at like his desk in his room plotting some more nonsense.
He's trying to kill his grandmother. That's who he lives with, this old rich white woman.
She's found out that like someone's been like stealing checks from her, so I'm assuming that he thinks he needs to get rid of her before she finds out.
So he's about to
drug this
drug
bitch.
her.
When Mrs. Claus walks in, no, the maid walks in and says like, so and so's here for you. Mrs. Claus walks in with Kris Kringle, and he's all wrapped up with like an eye missing. And Kris Kringle threatens Billy, saying like, if you don't act right and stop fucking treating people like, you know, like they're beneath you and just be a good person, I'm gonna come back and get you. The end. All right. This was an interesting film. I don't think it's it's not a holiday family Christmas film.
No, it's rated R. I liked the idea of it.
I assumed it was going to be like a family film.
Did you?
I did.
Was Mel Gibson rated R?
I didn't know it was rated R, and I assumed Mel Gibson was trying to do something a little more like lighthearted. Because
but the log line is about a child sending an assassin.
You know I don't read about...
But you watched the preview.
The preview to me looked funny.
Oh, okay.
But I only paid half attention. I'm sorry, continue.
I think that it's an interesting idea, but I really wanted it to be more like the Coen brothers than it suggests that even by having Billy, I think being in Minneapolis, was a choice made that I thought they were going for. It just never quite gets there. It's not gritty or violent or adult enough even. I thought the Billy Weenan character is so obnoxious. Walton Goggins I thought was he's supposed to be unappealing. He's an assassin trying to kill Santa Claus. But that whole shtick it just feels tired and like out of that Santa Claus series of films with Tim Allen. Like it's just that. Yes,
yeah. Like, but not like it's not slapsticky enough. It's not dark enough. We really don't understand Skinny Man's motivation, except that he says, I only ever got one gift from you. And then Kris Kringle says, well, I'm sorry, like there's only so much I can do. I can't replace your mom and dad. So there's an entire narrative that we don't understand and an entire background we don't know, which makes that character just seem so like
cartoonish.
Yeah, but not fun. It's just like stupid. Like you said, Billy's obnoxious. And then you want something bad to happen to him, and nothing bad happens to him.
His painting of Napoleon in the background, like, and the way he treats the staff at the house. He doesn't get a good enough comeuppance.
And the best part of the film, I thought, was surprisingly Mel Gibson and his wife.
Which is interesting casting,
but they're not featured that much.
They aren't. What's more interesting is how he becomes this weapons manufacturer for the U.S. government.
There are so many things that we could have focused on. That would have been really interesting.
Like it could have been like Jean-Pierre Jeannot's Micmacs, for instance. Like something along those lines.
I also thought it would have been an interesting story because part of what is grinding Santa Claus's gears is his money's not right, which is already funny. That like Santa Claus is upset about his finances. They don't play with that. Also, he has become less proactive in spreading cheer and like encouraging children to be good, right? So he even says that, I lost my way. I want to be more proactive. So I feel like the movie could have really been him, like if they want to make it dark, like him teaching young kids a lesson. Like torturing them to get them to be better or something. He doesn't really do that. He doesn't even, like when he, at the very final scene when he's intimidating Billy, he just basically looks him in the eye with his one eye and says, I got my eye on you, you better act better. That wasn't enough for me.
I agree. I think it needed to be, the writing needed to be spiced up.
Also, for Kris Kringle, Mel Gibson's character, to have a black wife who he seems to adore, and she does so much for him. I feel like they could have really padded that more. Like, we don't really understand. She's just like the backbone of this operation. Like, literally, she runs everything. And it's just like she's so peripheral.
Yeah, I could have used a lot more of her.
Like, why even choose this woman to play this role if you're not gonna like do more with her?
Because she's extremely notable as well.
No, she's great, but I feel like that was a missed opportunity. She was very interesting. Their relationship was interesting. Even at one point, she mentions like, we've been doing this for a long time. We knew it was going to be hard. I was more interested, like, how the hell did they become Mr. and Mrs. Claus?
Right,
like,
yeah, there's
because like there's a supernatural component, obviously. Like, how can he get gifts all over the world in one night? But that's not mentioned at all. They actually make the idea or the concept of him manufacturing the toys seem like realistic. Mm-hmm. Like, he must spend all year making the toys.
Yeah, basically.
But then he delivers them in one night. And that's not explained.
I mean, it's produced by, it's got David Gordon Green and Danny McBride amongst its producers, and I was just, to me, what it would have made more sense is like, maybe if we have to go this assassin route, like maybe this assassin didn't realize that his next target is Santa. Like, like somebody's trying to kill Santa without knowing that he's Santa.
Yeah,
would have been
you
a lot more
said that yesterday, and I think that would have been the best idea.
Well, because then you have more room to play, and you can
and
go
what
into flashbacks.
And what the assassin does when he or she realizes that they're about to kill Santa Claus.
And maybe that triggers some emotions from childhood or something.
But we know that Skinny Man hates Santa Claus. Straight out the
Skinny Man. Like, these names, it also makes me think of Fatman and Little Boy, that Paul Newman film. Mel Gibson is not really fat to me.
No, we see him without his
there's
shirt
a sex
on.
scene, yeah.
And he looks pretty. How old is he?
He's gonna see like 65.
I mean, he's still sexy. Like, I don't know, they're calling him fat.
He looks good. I think the facial hair helps, which makes him look a little bit like.
You can tell he's a drunk though. That face, those eyes, but he still looks good.
He looks good, but the Santa style made him look a little bit like Boudu Saved from Drowning, the Jean Renoir film, or like Sid Haig playing Santa Claus.
Okay, I don't know those references.
Look, you can look up their pictures.
I will have to now.
I feel like if you want to watch a weirdo dark Santa movie, I really recommend the Finnish film Rare Exports or Rare Imports.
That's a yes.
From 2010. Mm-hmm. And if you want to
even Krampus.
Krampus is kind of it's okay.
I thought it was more fun than this.
The German grandmother that reveals she can speak English was the best part, I thought. And if you want to see grizzled Mel Gibson in fine form, I recommend Bloodfather, directed by Jean-Francois Richet. I hated Hacksaw Ridge. That's by the way. But Mel Gibson's a person of interest, and this seems like a path towards his redemption here. I'm feeling I I think we were joking last night watching it, like all of his racist rant from the mid 2000s. I guess he's a really good actor.
Yeah, I don't have an opinion about him anymore.
Yeah, it's just troubling because he's somebody that I liked from my youth, and to watch him now it's hard to divorce yourself from that per se.
What would you give this film?
2.5 out of 5.
I would give it 2.5 out of 5 as well. This is being filmed on Election Day. So if the country goes up in flames, thanks everyone for watching. That's all. Bye.
Bye.